Yes, welcome back, friends. You are at Galaxy Online Learning, and I am Sunil Desai here. Galaxy Online Learning is powered by Galaxy Tutorials. Okay, today we are going to study the second chapter of your 10th SSC Board English subject. Okay, chapter number 1.2, the thief's story. It is also, this chapter is also for the CBSE board, so it is for both the students of 10th CBSE as well as the students of SSC board. Okay, so state board. Now let us see the story, the thief's story. The author of the story is Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond was born in 1934. He is an Indian author of British descent. That means he is a Britisher by birth, but he has settled in India. He has got a citizenship of India. So he is an Indian citizen now. He lives with his adopted family in Landor in Mussoorie, India. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. Okay, he has written many books, many stories for children in India. Very beautiful stories. Okay, he got the Sahitya Academy Award in 1992 for Our Trees Still Grow in Dera for his published work in English. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and the Padma Bhushan in 2014. Okay, so that's a brief introduction of this great author Ruskin Bond. Again, once more I'd like to tell you, this is another important chapter. Okay, this is another important chapter for your board exams. That's why you see this chapter both in CBSE as well as state board. Okay, very important chapter. Okay. Now I'll read this chapter for you. This is a narration. Okay. Before starting reading, I'd like to tell you there are two characters in this story. One, the narrator is a thief, and the other character is Anil. Okay. Anil is a writer. Okay. Who writes stories, okay, for papers, newspapers, or books for the publishers. Okay, so this is a story between the thief and the writer Anil. Okay, so now who is narrating this story? The thief is narrating this story. Okay, Hari Singh. The name of the thief is for this chapter is Hari Singh. Okay, I was still a thief when I met Anil, and though only 15, I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. The thief is narrating this story, okay, and what is he telling? That when he met Anil, he was still a thief and he was just 15 years of age. But though he was just 15 years of age, he was a very shrewd thief. He was very successful in his work. Okay, he was a very experienced person. Even at the age of 15, he was very experienced. Okay, and very successful in his work. Anil was watching a wrestling match when I approached him. He was about 25, a tall, lean fellow, and he looked easygoing, kind and simple enough for my purpose. I had not had much luck of late, and thought I might be able to get into the young man's confidence. So the narrator, the thief, says that when he met Anil, what was he doing? He was watching a wrestling match. When this thief approaches him, and he finds him to be easygoing, means who easily mixes with people, who can be friends with anyone. Okay, easygoing, a lean fellow of somewhere around age of 25. He was tall, lean, Lean matlab teen. Okay. And he says that for a long time he had not been able to, he had not got a good luck, means he was not able to rob someone. Okay, so he thought this person is the right person, okay, whose confidence he can gain and can rob him. Because see, being a robber, being a thief, his always intention is always not to be friends. See how he can rob someone. So he is always looking for clients. Okay, he is looking for people whom he can make, from whom he can rob. Okay, so he finds that this is a nice young man, a lean, easygoing person who will be, so I can gain confidence of him and I can easily rob him. So you look a bit of wrestler yourself. I said, a little flattery helps in making friends. So he knew that if you praise someone which is not true, okay, flattery means praising someone, but it is not true. Just for the sake of making relations with someone, you just say, okay, you are a good person, you are a good singer, though he doesn't know to sing. You say, oh, yeah, you sing so well. Okay, so that's called flattery. So he, and the robber knew, the thief knew that everyone likes flattery, so he tries to flatter the person, Anil. So do you, he replied, which put me off for a moment because at that time I was in the teen. So Anil, being a writer, he could also judge people. So he said, he wanted to test this person. So he said, so do you, means you too look like a wrestler. And at that time, the thief gets up and puts him off, means he just started. How can he say this? Because he is quite thin. A wrestler is not a thin person. Okay. On that, the thief says, well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. In a modestly means in a very humble tone. He says, well, I do wrestle a bit. So Anil asked him, what's your name? The thief says, Hari Singh. I lied. I took a new name every month that kept me ahead of the police and my former employers. So this thief is a very experienced person. He changes his name every month so that he can be ahead of the police. The police can't catch him because where he is working somewhere, there his name must be different. Where he was working with someone before, now with Anil is working. So if Anil goes to the police, he will tell the name as Hari Singh. So this is a quite an experienced robber, okay, experienced thief. So he says that my name is Hari Singh. After this introduction, Anil talked about the well-oiled wrestlers who were grunting, lifting and throwing each other about. I didn't have much to say. Anil walked away. I followed casually. Okay. After this small introduction, Anil talked a lot about the wrestlers who were wrestling in the ground. Okay. Those wrestlers were grunting. Grunting means they make some sounds, guttural sounds from the throat while they are fighting. Okay. So that's called grunting. They are lifting each other, throwing them on the sand. Okay. So they were talking, Anil was talking, but since Hari Singh was knowing nothing about wrestling, he was just listening. Okay. After that, Anil walked away. And as Anil walked away, Hari Singh started following him casually. Hello again, he said. I gave him the most appealing smile. I want to work for you, I said. But I can't pay you. I thought that over for a minute, perhaps I had misjudged my man. Okay. So, what happens? After Anil walks away, Hari Singh starts following him. So, Anil asked him, hello again. Means, why are you following? Why are you coming with me? Hello again. So, he wants to know. So, he said, then on that Hari Singh gives an appealing smile. There's a very appealing smile. Okay. Means, a smile which grabs your attention. Okay? Appealing smile means smile. Appealing means grabbing someone's attention. Okay? Hari Singh says to Anil, I want to work for you. Anil says, sorry, I don't have any money to give you if you're working. Okay? So at that time, Hari Singh says, have I chosen the wrong person? Because it seems that he doesn't have any money. Okay? But Hari Singh had not luck, didn't have luck for a long time. So Hari Singh asks him, can you feed me? Are you able to feed me? On that Anil asks, can you cook? I can cook. I lied again. If you can cook, then maybe I can feed you. So when Anil tells Hari Singh the thief that he doesn't have money, Hari Singh gets a bit startled. But later on, immediately, he asks whether you will be able to feed me. On that, Anil asks Hari Singh whether you can cook. Because Anil was not knowing to cook. Okay? So he asks Anil. He says, yes, I can cook very well. Means Hari Singh is again lying because he wants to work with Anil. He wants to stay with Anil so that he can rob him one day. So he lies to Anil that, yeah, he can cook. Then on that Anil says, if you can cook, then I may be able to feed you. So Anil then takes him to his room over the Jamna sweet shop and told me I could sleep on the balcony. Balcony means the veranda outside the room. Okay. So Anil asked Hari Singh to sleep in the balcony. But the meal I cooked that night must have been terrible because Anil gave it to a stray dog and told me to be off. But I just hung around, smiling in my most appealing way, and he could not help laughing. Okay. So that night when Hari Singh cooked the food, it was a terrible type of food that Anil had to give it to the stray dog from the streets. Okay? And he told Hari Singh to get off. He said, you are of no use to me because, means indirectly suggesting him that you can leave because you are not able to cook. But still then, Hari Singh hangs around. He stays over there, waits over there and gives his most appealing smile, at each little smile. And on that, the simple little fellow, Anil, what he says, he could not keep laughing. Later, he patted me on the head and said, never mind, he had taught me to cook. He also taught me to write my name and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and to add numbers. I was grateful. I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. See, what happens? Hari Singh doesn't leave the house. He just hangs around. So, Anil laughs at him, then pats his head and said, okay, I'll teach you to cook, Anil said. Okay, don't worry, I'll teach you to cook. I'll also teach you to write your name. I'll teach you how to write sentences. I'll teach you to add numbers. So, Hari Singh, the thief, was grateful, means was thankful to Anil because he thought if he could write and read and write and learn to add numbers or learn mathematics, what will happen? He could be a master in his job, that is, as a thief, he could achieve more because now he can read and write. Okay. Now, let's move ahead. It was quite pleasant working for Anil. I made the tea in the morning and then will take my time buying the day's supplies, usually making a profit about ₹1 a day. I think he knew I made a little money this way, but he did not seem to mind. So, he started working with Anil, and Hari Singh said that it was quite good working. Means he liked working with Anil because His job was very good. He has to first prepare tea for Anil and then he has to run errands for Anil. Means go to the market, buy vegetables, buy the grocery, and Anil used to give him the money every day in the morning, and he used to. And again, what Hari Singh used to do, he has to make some profit. He used to remove some money, about a rupee or so from the money which Anil was giving him. Okay. In fact, Anil was knowing all this thing, but he didn't seem to mind. Okay. Anil made money by fits and starts. He would borrow one week, lend the next. He kept worrying about his next check, but as soon as it arrived, he would go out and celebrate. It seems he wrote for magazines, a pure way of to make a living. Okay, so Anil made money by fits and starts. Means his income was not regular. He was a writer and he used to write for magazines. So whenever he used to receive a paycheck from the magazine, he used to spend that money with his friends. And when he used to finish with that money, he used to borrow money from the friends. Okay, so that was the way he was living. Okay, a very surprising or a different way of living. One evening, he came home with a small bundle of notes saying he had just sold a book to a publisher. At night, I saw him tuck the money under the mattress. One day what happens? Anil comes home with a small bundle of notes and tells Hari Singh that he has received this bundle of notes from a publisher because he has written a book for him. And what he does while sleeping, he tucks the money under the mattress which he is sleeping. Okay. I had been working for Anil almost now the narrator, see Hari Singh what is saying. I had been working for Anil for almost a month, and apart from cheating and on the shopping, had not done anything in my line of work. As a thief, he was not able to do anything for a month now. No doubt he was cheating him by making profit of a rupee or so every day while he used to go to buy vegetables or groceries. But he had not made any big theft. Okay. So he thought now he has got an opportunity. Anil had given me a key to the door and I could come and go as I pleased. He was the most trusting person I had ever met. Okay. Now he says that Anil trusted him a lot. He had given him the keys so that he can come home anytime, go out anytime, he can lock the door. So he says, Hari Singh, the thief, says that he was the most trusting person I had ever met. And that is why it was difficult to rob him. It's easy to rob a greedy man because he can afford to be robbed. But it's difficult to rob a careless man. Sometimes he doesn't even notice he has been robbed, and that takes all the pleasure out of the world. Hari Singh, what he says is that, see, since Anil was trusting Hari Singh, he was finding it difficult to rob. Because what he says is that it is very hard to rob a person who is trusting you. It is very easy to rob a greedy person. Okay, because he can afford to be robbed, because he is greedy. But a careless man like Anil, for whom money doesn't matter, it's very difficult because even if you rob him of some money, he won't know about it. And so he would notice at all that he has been robbed. And that, what happens is that takes all the pleasure out of the work. Hari Singh says that he won't enjoy the theft because he is not showing any reaction. The careless person, not showing any reaction again because he has not at all noticed that he has been robbed. So there is no charm left in robbing. Okay. Well, it's time. I did some real work, I told myself. I am out of practice. And if I don't take the money, he'll only waste it on his friends. And after all, it doesn't even pay me. Now, Hari Singh says, now this is the right time to rob him because I haven't robbed anyone for a long time. Now, for more than a month now. And anyway, if I don't take the money, what Anil is going to do? He is going to spend all this money on his friends. Okay, and after all, he is not paying me also. So, this is the right time. Anil was asleep. A beam of moonlight stepped over the balcony and fell on the bed. I sat up on the floor, considering the situation. If I took the money, I could catch the 10:30 express to Lucknow. Slipping out of the blanket, I crept up to the bed. Anil was sleeping peacefully. His face was clear and unlined. Even I had more marks on my face, though mine were mostly scars. So now he plans of robbing Anil. So he said Anil was asleep. So both of them go to sleep. Anil was asleep, and a beam of moonlight had come from the balcony and it had fallen on the bed. Slowly, he gets up. Hari Singh gets up, and he considers what is the situation now, what is the time now. He says if he leaves this house now after robbing Anil, he can go to the railway station and catch the train, the 10:30 train to Lucknow. And if he catches the 10:30 train and goes to Lucknow, Anil won't be able to find him and he can get all the money. Okay, so he slips out of the blanket and creeps out of the bed and comes out of the bed and comes and sees Anil. Anil is sleeping very peacefully. Okay, there is no sign of any worries on his face. His face is very clear, very unlined. Hari Singh said, even my face had many scars, many marks. Those were all scars on his face. Okay. My hand slid under the mattress, searching for the notes. And when I found them, I drew them out without sound. Anil sighed in his sleep and turned on his side towards me. I was startled and quickly crawled out of the room. Slowly, what Hari Singh does is that he slides his arm under the mattress and touches and feels for the bundle of notes, and he found them. Slowly, he removes that bundle out from below the mattress. At the same time, what happens? Anil sighs and just moves in this bed and turns his face towards Hari Singh. Hari Singh gets startled and quickly he crawls down and slowly he comes out of the room and comes down on the road. And when I was on the road, I began to run. I had a note at my waist, held there by a string of my pyjamas. I slowed down to a walk and counted the notes. 600 rupees in 50s. I could live like an oil-rich Arab for a week or two. So immediately he takes that bundle and moves out of the house, comes on the road and starts running. After he travels certain distance, he slows down and he starts to see how much money it is, and he found that it's 600 rupees and all is in a 50 rupee note. Okay, he has 600 rupees and this is of old times. Okay, so he says, Hari Singh says that this 600 rupees are quite enough for me now. I can live a luxurious life like an oil-rich Arab for at least a week or 15 days. Okay, at least for 10-15 days now, I can spend this money lavishly like how the oil-rich Arabs spend their money. Okay, when I reached the station, I did not stop at the ticket office. I never bought a ticket in my life. but dashed straight up to the platform. The Lucknow Express was just moving out. The train had still to pick up speed, and I should have been able to jump into one of the carriages. But I hesitated. For some reason I can't explain, and I lost the chance to get away. So he rushes towards the station, and when he reaches the station, without standing at the ticket office, he goes directly on the platform. What he says, Hari Singh, is that in his whole life he had never ever bought a railway ticket. Always he used to travel without a ticketless travel he used to do, without a ticket. Okay. When he reached the platform, the Lucknow Express was just moving out of the station. Okay, but still it had not gathered, it was just moving, it had not gathered speed. So he could have jumped off in one of the carriages and he could carriages of the train and he could just pass off. But somehow he hesitated and he didn't jump into the carriage. Okay. He says, I can't explain, but somehow I hesitated and I just waited on the platform and he lost the chance of getting away with that train. When the train had gone, I found myself standing alone on the deserted platform. I had no idea where to spend the night. I had no friends, believing that friends were more trouble than help, and I did not want to make anyone curious by staying at one of the small hotels near the station. The only person I knew really was the man I had robbed. Leaving the station, I walked away slowly to the bazaar. And while he was standing at the platform, the Lucknow Express had already moved out of the station. Now he was alone on the platform, on the deserted platform, because all the passengers had boarded the train and they had left. So, Are, okay, so all the passengers had already left the platform. So now he had no idea where to spend the night. Okay. Now Hari Singh says that he had no friends, and a thief never likes to have friends because the friends may put you in trouble. So he never had friends, and he was not knowing anyone in the city except the only person, Anil, whom he had just robbed. So he was now leaving the station and walking slowly through the bazaar. In my short career as a thief, I had made a study of men's faces when they had lost their goods. Now Hari Singh is saying, okay, the greedy man showed fear, the rich man showed anger, the poor man showed acceptance, but I knew that Anil's face, when he discovered the theft, would show only a touch of sadness, not for the loss of money, but for the loss of trust. Now, Hari Singh is thinking, okay, after all, though he is a thief, he is a human being. Okay, so he says that in my short career as a thief, he had studied the faces of many men whom he had robbed. Okay, who had lost their goods. So what he says, if the person is greedy, what he will show fear on his face. And if the person is rich, he will get angry when he is robbed of something. Whereas if a poor man is robbed of something, what he shows is that acceptance. He will say, okay, maybe it was not in my fate, in my will, it was not in my luck, so it has gone. Whereas a greedy man will be fretful, he will fear, oh my God, what what will happen now? Like that. Whereas a rich person will get angry when he loses something. But I knew that Anil's face, when he discovered that, would show only a touch of sadness. What he said was that if Anil will realize that he has been robbed, what will his face show? His face will show sadness. Not because he has been robbed, but he has trusted a wrong person. Just because he has trusted a wrong person. I found myself in the Maidan and sat down on a bench. The night was chilly, it was early November, and a light drizzle added to my discomfort. Soon it was raining quite heavily. My shirt and pajama stuck to my skin, and a cool wind blew the rain across my face. So he was thinking now what to do, where to go. And while he was thinking, he sat on a bench in the Maidan. It was the month of November and a chill, so that's winter season. So a chill breeze was flowing. At the same time, it started drizzling. Means a shower of rain came. And suddenly, what happened? It started raining heavily. And this added to the discomfort of Hari Singh. Now what happened was that his shirt, his pajamas, they got wet. They got stuck to his skin and he started shivering. Okay. I went back to the bazaar and sat down in the shelter of the clock tower. So since it was getting wet, he ran back to the bazaar and sat down in the shelter of the clock tower. The clock showed midnight. I felt for the notes, they were damp from the rain. He looked at the clock tower, it was showing 12 midnight. Okay, it was midnight. And he felt for the notes, he was just checking whether notes are there with him or not. And he felt that the notes are also gone wet because of the rain. All this money in the morning, he would probably have given me 2 or 3 rupees to go to the cinema. But now I had it all. I could not cook his meals, run to the bazaar, or learn to ride horses anymore. Now he thinks that this is what? And this money. What would have he done tomorrow morning? He would have given me 2-3 rupees. Since he has got so many rupees, he would have given me 2-3 rupees and told me, go and watch a movie, go to the theatre. Okay? Or he would have. Or now he says he is not going to stay with him, so he won't be able to cook the meals. He won't be able to learn to read. He won't be able to learn to write. Now everything was over. I hurried back to the room. I had forgotten about them in the excitement of the theft. Whole sentences I knew would one day bring me more than a few hundred rupees. It was a simple matter to steal, and sometimes just as simple to be caught. But to be a really big man, a clever and respected man, was something else. I should go back to Anil, I told myself, if only to learn to read and write. See, the Hari Singh, the thief, now has started thinking. After all, he is a human being, and staying with Anil had made certain difference in his thinking. Okay, first he always used to think of robbing people, but now with staying with a person like Anil, a writer, okay, who is so simple person, a humble person, very simple person, who trusts everyone. Okay, so now while stealing, he had forgotten all these things, but now he started, the excitement of stealing made him forget all these things, but now he started thinking. Okay, he knew that if he learns to read and write, then he can earn more money than what he is doing by robbing someone, by stealing someone. Okay. and stealing someone is a simple matter. It's very simple, and it's also simple to get caught while you are stealing someone. Okay, but to be a big man, a clever man and a respected man is something different. And Anil had given him a chance to become a respected man, to become a learned man. Okay, so now he thinks that he should go back to Anil and learn to read and write. I hurried back to the room feeling very nervous, for it is much easier to steal something than to return it undetected. I opened the door quietly and stood in the doorway in clouded moonlight. Anil was still asleep. I crept to the head of the bed and my hand came up with the notes. I felt his breath on my hand. I remained still for a minute. Then my hand found the edge of the mattress and slipped under it with the notes. So now he makes a decision, Hari Singh, to go back to Anil. Okay, because he knew that if he stays with Anil, one day he can learn to read and write and become a respectable man. Okay, so he returns back to the room where he is very nervous. He says that it's very easy to steal than to return back what he has stolen, and that too undetected. No one should know that he has stolen something, that he had stolen this thing, and now he is keeping it back. Okay. He opens the door, very quietly opens the door and stands in the doorway. It is a clouded moonlight because it was raining, so it's clouded. Okay. What he finds is that Anil is still asleep. So he slowly crept to the head of the mattress where Anil is sleeping. Okay. And he puts the bundle of notes slowly below the mattress, below the head of Anil, where he is sleeping. I awoke late next morning to find that Anil had already made the tea. He stretched out his hand towards me. There was a 50-rupee note between his fingers. My heart sank. I thought I had been discovered. The next morning, when Hari Singh gets up, now he has been late to sleep. Okay, so that day he gets up late. When he gets up, he finds that Anil has already gotten up and he has already prepared tea. Okay, he was already having his tea. And what Anil does, as he sees Hari Singh has got up, he gives him a 50-rupee note. Okay, and he stretches his hand towards Hari Singh to give that 50 rupees note to Hari Singh. And then he sees that 50 rupee note, he gets, his heart sank. His heart sank means he feels depressed. And he feels that Anil must have discovered that he had robbed him. And he is just thinking now what Anil is going to say about it. What Anil says is that, I made some money yesterday, he explained, now you will be paid regularly. Anil tells him, see, I had made some money, yesterday I made some money, explains him, so now I have got some good money, I'll pay you now regularly. So far, the whole month I could not pay you anything, but now I can pay you regularly. My spirits rose, but when I took the note, I saw it was still wet from the night's rain. So, Hari Singh, when Anil says that he is going to pay him regularly, he feels his spirit rose, means he becomes hopeful that Anil has not realized that he has been robbed by Hari Singh. Okay, but when he takes the notes in his hand, he sees that the note is wet. That means Anil must have already noticed it. Today we we will start writing sentences. He said, Anil said to him, after getting the note, Anil says to him that today we are going to write sentences. He knew, but neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way, and the smile came by itself without any effort. Okay. So Hari Singh says that, see, that should, when Anil says that from today onwards we are going writing, we are going to start writing. That he gave him the 50 rupee note to tell him that he is going to pay him regularly now. And the notes are wet. How can the notes get wet in the room? He was also knowing that it was raining outside. That means someone must have taken this note outside and brought it back. Anil was knowing that Hari Singh must have stolen those notes, and then he must have thought something else, and he must have regretted for the stealth which he has done, so he must have brought it back. So Anil doesn't say him anything. He just gives him a 50 rupee note, tells him now he'll pay him regularly, and he never utters a single word. Who? Anil doesn't utter. Okay, he forgives Hari Singh. Okay, so Hari Singh also smiles at Anil in the most appealing way again. And now, this time, the smile had not come out of an effort. It was an original smile, because now Hari Singh realizes what a great person this man Anil is. Okay, so that was a simple story, a very beautiful story by Ruskin Bond, the thief story. I hope you all must have understood it. Okay, if you have any difficulties, get back to me. Okay, once again I'll remind you, subscribe to our channel Galaxy Online Learning on YouTube. Press the bell icon so that you get all the notifications. Register with Galaxy Tutorials so you get your study pack and you can sit home and start studying. Okay, that's all for today. Okay, good day.